Hey guys, and welcome back to the wood shop. Today I thought we'd do a fun little project. Uh, I live in an area where you're not necessarily going to be selling $10,000 tables or anything like that, and so my revenue off of this kind of stuff, if I do it, a lot of this is just a hobby for me, but I do like to pass it on. But these flags, and I make bowls on the wood lathe and that kind of stuff. And I like to make a lot of stuff for my wood shop. You can see I've made signs, sandpaper holders, and a lot of people, some of them anyway, kind of criticize that. Why would you want to build something to hold sandpaper? It comes in a box, keep it in the box. Well, that's what you want to do in your shop. That's good, but I'm not rich and that kind of stuff. So if I've got scrap wood, I like to make my shop look the way I want it to. And so on that note, today I've had this thing for a while and kind of pondered on it and that kind of stuff. But trust me, I'm no pro, but I bought this dartboard a while back. If you're like me and probably my kids, we don't really keep score. We just kind of throw the darts, and just see who can get the bullseye. It's kind of our fun with it. But today, anyway, I thought I would build a cabinet for that. So it's going to be in my wood shop, kind of as a spare time thing. If I'm in between projects or waiting on glue to dry or something, just sit there and toss a couple of darts back and forth. But anyway, if you're like me, you don't have money to go be buying huge slabs of wood and this kind of stuff, and so a lot of the wood I've got for bowls and that kind of stuff, people gave it to me, or I've found it on the side of the road. And this will be the case in this one. I've got some red cedar. I've had not a lot of it, but I had an uncle who has passed away now that gave me some. Another friend of mine gave me some. It's just accumulated over the years, and I've got a decent amount. Enough at least where I think I can build a small, dartboard cabinet out of this. We have a couple doors on it. It's not going to be extravagant, but it'll get this dartboard built, the cabinet I should say, built, and I think it'll look good time we're done. So stick around if you want to see how we build it. So our next step, we've got our outer casing, I guess you'd call it, put together. One thing I did run into an issue, my box joint jig, I had it off just a hair. Ended up having to put a shim in there, and it lined it out perfect, but not until I figured it out. But it left my joints just a little bit loose, which, you know, they still work fine. I did do a little filling in with some sawdust and glue. I had an issue, of course you will with cedar a lot of times, especially if it's not perfect grade, and this one isn't. Like I said, it's just going in my shop. But you can see a lot of cedar, you run into these. I don't know what that is really. I don't think it's rot, but you can see little holes here and there. See one in here. And if that was the customer project, you know, we probably wouldn't do it out of this, or, you know, we'd do it out of better cedar. But like I said, this is going in my shop, so I'm not too concerned about it. But anyway, the next thing we're going to move on to is our doors. And that's kind of one of the last steps besides finishing and, you know, a few minor details. But on the doors, I'm hoping the finish I put on there changes the color. You notice this one's a little darker than this one. This one's got more of a pink tint to it. And you can see these lines. If you're not familiar, we're getting ready to sand these up, and if you take pencil and just mark these lines out, and keep your sander completely flat. Don't be raising it up. And when you raise it up, what that does is it digs down into the wood and leaves a low spot. So if you keep it completely flat and sand till all your pencil is gone, you'll have a flat panel. So we'll get doing our sanding next. Okay, so we're probably on to our final step. We're going to put a water-based poly on it, and no particular one. I prefer satin, but what we've got is a clear gloss. So I've got probably half a can of that, so we're going to use that. See, I put just a kind of round dart on the top of these doors, and I put a couple pieces in here. It's going to have the dart sitting in there while you're got it stored. So we're going to get ready and put the clear on this. guys, you can see we're at the end of this project. I've got it all pretty much finished. I may do some touch up on the clear I've got on it and everything, and I've still not done anything on these knobs. I'll do that afterward and probably put some pictures up for you. But you can see the color still is not perfect. Cedar or any wood really can be different color even though it's the same species. This one might have been a little older or something like that, but anyway, you can tell. I think it's turned out pretty good. Cedar has a lot of character in it, and you can see these bad spots in it. And like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't necessarily do that for a customer project, but for me, I don't mind. It's in the wood shop, but I like it anyway. Like I said, it brings out the character in it. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It's got a holder for our little darts here. Like I said, some nice character inside as well. Excuse me. But for the most part, I'm happy with it, and I think most people would be too, especially one that you're putting in a wood shop. And like I said, it's just for a kind of a spare time thing. But yeah, we're at the end of the project. If you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe. Leave me a comment if you know of anything you'd like to see me do on the channel. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you then.